Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to a Ramble session on a Monday. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you had, a great last few months. Yeah, I've been away for a bit. I've been away for a bit, resting and recuperating and moving and all the things, all the things. Oh gosh, I've missed you guys, and it has been kind of difficult getting back into it. Of course, I'm not like back into it, but I'm really, really hoping to be. So thank you so much for all of your sweet messages. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I feel so loved and I really, really appreciate that. So we are all moved into our house now. Welcome if you're new here. So, a little bit of backstory. We moved a couple years ago to a new location. We used to live in Miami. And yeah, we moved about 3 hours north on the East Coast. We wanted to be closer to my husband's family and all of that. And then where we did live, we lived on an island that's on an island. And so we decided that we were not, thrilled living so close to sea level. Okay. I guess that's the best I can describe it. So we decided that we were going to move. And then our children, our two kids, have a daughter and a son, both living out of the home now. We're empty nesters. And so they were living back down in Miami, south of Miami, actually. And then they moved up here. So now our whole family is up here and we're so thrilled. We are so thrilled. So I'll get into all that stuff and, whatever on a later video. Okay. Because, I don't want you just sitting here seeing my hands for the next, 40 minutes. I mean, goodness knows, I hope this video isn't that long. But yes, welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning. Again, I cannot thank you enough for all of your messages and through Instagram, through YouTube, through comments, through all of that. I just really appreciate it. So let's just get into it. Okay. We're actually going to go back in time. This is a calendar that I picked up, I guess in the spring of this year. I picked it up at the Dollar Tree. And here's my reasoning, because my craft room had been packed up literally for 9 months. Okay. Maybe more than that. I'm not sure. We packed it up in anticipation of moving. Then our house did not sell for a good 7 months. And yeah, so everything was packed away. And I was obviously not making junk journals or any journals of any sort. I did not have all my materials, and therefore, I wasn't creating anything really. And so I did want a way to document what was going on in our lives at the time. And so I happened upon this calendar for, I don't know what it was, $1.50 or something. And let me see. I think no, I got it in April, and this is what I started doing with it. I really hope you can see that. Oh, let me know too if the lighting's okay. I do have a wireless microphone on, so let me know if the sound is okay. Not really sure. Obviously, I'm in my new craft room, um, which is all set up pretty much. Pretty much. My husband has to come in here and put up my gallery wall with all of my, different things that people have sent me over the years, artwork and things like that. He hasn't done that yet, which is fine. And the reason he hasn't done that yet, oh gosh, is because our son is living with us now. My son is married. His wife is currently working down south. Um, and he is working up here. So, yeah. So, and they're in between homes. His house finally did get an offer on it, so we're thrilled about that. He's in the process of, selling his house, which is awesome. And so once he sells his place, then he and his wife will be able to go out and look for homes up here, purchase, move in, all that fun stuff. Okay. I cannot wait till that happens. That is certainly not to say that I don't enjoy him being here. I do immensely. That's another reason I haven't been filming too, is because um, he has been working nights. Okay. So 12-hour shifts at night. He leaves the house at like 5:15 and he gets home the next morning at about 6:30. So yeah, so then he's sleeping all day, and his room is, well, there's a bathroom in between his room and my room. So anyway, so that is another reason I have not been filming. We have actually been in this house for 5 weeks now. I had my room all set up in the very first week. But to be honest with you, I was nervous, guys. I was nervous coming back on. I don't even know if I'm going to remember how to upload these to my computer. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's just like riding a bike, although I might get a few scuffed knees, if you know what I'm saying. So, anywho, back to the calendar. So, yeah, I bought this calendar in April and I started just, putting various things on it. Obviously, I don't document every little thing that's going on in our lives. I did not bring my calendar book in here, but that's okay. Every day I keep a planner slash calendar book slash journal, store bought, on my coffee table, and I write in it every single day, all throughout the day. Whenever something, I remember something, or we did something, or whatever, I just pick it up, jot it down. It is where I keep track of a lot of different things, like my medications, how I'm feeling, different things like that. I keep track of some of my husband's issues. So anywho, yeah. So I started in April, and then I have completed up until all these. Oh, I'm so proud of myself actually. All the way up to here, and I am current. So I am filming this on, let me just make sure you're centered. I am filming this currently on the 12th of October. Yes, we just went through Milton, and we are fine. We are fine. Again, thank you so much for your messages. I got, several messages. Are you okay? Through Helene, which was 2 weeks ago, hurricane, and Hurricane Milton. Yeah, we are fine. My in-laws came off they live on the island. So they came off the island and stayed with us overnight here during the storm. Um, we had, no damage or anything here. I wish I could show you. Like, it's hard to explain, but if you've ever seen, let me just do this. Let me just do this. Okay, I have a pen here. All right, so let's see if I can draw this so that you guys can see it. Okay, so here, kind of, is like, the state of Florida, okay? Like that. All right? Sort of, all right? And then the Keys come out through here, right? Miami is about here. And then you go up the coast. Oh, wait. And then there's a big lake in the center. This is Lake Okeechobee in the center. Over here, it kind of goes inward more. But anyway, rough drawing here. This about here maybe is where the hurricane hit. Okay? And I live about here, sort of. Okay? Rough drawing. My daughter lives about up here, about. And yeah, okay, so that's roughly. So anyhow, what ended up happening here, which is like unprecedented, it was an historical event, is that uh before Milton, this is Milton, before Milton hit, it was, churning out here in the Gulf. Over in here, let's see, about here, 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 about here, and about here. Those are the ones that I know of. We live about here. Um, tornadoes. And I just read an article this morning that the one down here was an EF3, had been determined, and the one up here, which actually went upwards for 13 miles, okay, and this was an EF3. mind you, my daughter's right here living with her boyfriend. And then in her area too. So this was right down the street from her, a couple miles, 5 miles away, maybe. Uh, could it be more than that? I don't think so. 5, 6 miles to the west of her. And then to about 2 or 3 blocks to the south of her, there was a tornado that, you know, wreaked havoc on that particular street in her neighborhood, right? Oh my goodness, she said it was horrific. They are safe, thank the Lord, they are safe. We were very safe here, had, a lot of wind and stuff like that, but the thing that was unusual about Milton is that it spawned huge tornadoes. Now, it's not uncommon for storms to spawn tornadoes. Usually they're embedded within the storm. We really don't see them. Um, but this was different. I mean, the footage that's coming out, especially this one down here in a place called Wellington, was actually just horrible looking. Horrible, devastating. They were deadly tornadoes. In fact, up in here, right north of where my daughter lives, this storm right here, this tornado was deadly. Yeah, so super frightening, but we are all here at home at my house. We're all fine. My daughter's fine. She's a little shaken up, because that is traumatizing. She didn't actually go through a tornado, so don't get me wrong there. She did not actually go through it. But, the next day when they came out, they came down for breakfast the next morning, and they drove by some of the streets that were damaged. And she said, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was horrific. So, prayers, prayers, prayers going out to those affected. And on the way, over here where it hit, it was actually lower, like down in here. But anyway, in the Sarasota area and below, they had storm surge and all kinds of havoc there, flooding, you know, um, demolish buildings, all the things that come with a hurricane. Yeah. So people are, obviously picking up the pieces um and getting on with it, because that's really all you can do. I myself went through devastating Hurricane Andrew back in 1992. My husband and I hadn't even been married a year, and we were out of our house for at least 3 months. Our ceiling fell in, our place got wet. It was traumatizing again, but but we rebuilt it, and it takes years. It takes years to rebuild, and get everything back to normal. So I really, really feel for everyone who was affected. I really feel for all those that were affected by Helene. I mean, that was, oh, talk about catastrophic. That was horrifying. And yeah, so there's that. Yeah, but we're all okay. We're all okay, which I praise the Lord for. Anyway, okay, so back to this. All right, so when I first started, uh, I I don't know. I left you guys here in June, was my last kind of like at a glance for June. And just like, little things, just I would pick something, one or two things out of the day. Again, I'm not listing all the things that are happening, just some of the more significant things, or some that, strike my fancy, or, whatever. Just one or two things uh, that I can write in here, some appointments and all that kind of stuff. Then, because I started in April, I then started going backwards, right? Because I hadn't done January, February, or March, because I didn't purchase this calendar until April. So I have been going back, not recently, but I had gone back and just filled in some of the things, right? So I need to go back to this and fill in more stuff. And then I'll go here and I'll just do like I did here. Just, this says errands, TV all day, pork stew for dinner. And what I'll probably do is just get one of my TVs wherever, one of these little TVs, which these are in a what are they called? A file, a printable. It's a free printable on my channel. You just go in the description box and get it for yourself. And, yeah, so I'll probably just glue a TV here, or, here I saw my oncologist. So I'll put something about that. Here was haircut. So I'll put a picture of a bunny rabbit. So anyway, or a hair, if you will, for haircuts. And I'll do all that here. And then I'll go through and I'll, either draw something or find a graphic somehow or whatever. Okay. So let's go back in time to July. So this is July. June, again, my June at a glance is already on my channel. You can go back and look at it if you so desire. And so this is how July was, okay? We were still at the old house. Again, please tell me, well, if I didn't finish that thought, please tell me if the lighting is okay and if the sound is okay. Again, I'm in my new room. I have a huge window in front of me, which it happens to be a beautiful sunny day. So yeah, just let me know. Okay, so this month was frustrating and discouraging, okay? We were now in, what is it, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, in the 7th month, and we still hadn't sold our house. And we're into hurricane season, which was obviously, scary because we didn't want to go through a hurricane in that house, being so close to the water. We were actually like only 4 feet above sea level. And so, anyhow, um, let's go. This right here. Uh, I was riding the struggle bus bad. Okay, bad. That this whole month was riding the struggle bus. So I hand drew this bus and I used a reference from Google. It was Remington had a little bath time this day. I had migraine. um, 4th of July, we don't do anything to celebrate 4th of July, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure I could probably see some fireworks from my window upstairs, over the water. We had a showing this day, which means over in here we were cleaning, I'm sure. We had another showing here, and I was worn out. We went to Dunkin' Donuts or something. My husband and I both really like the blueberry glazed donuts. Oh my goodness, yes, please. So yeah, I don't know what we were doing that day. It's literally right down the street from my house, and so yeah, we got that. Oh gosh, this was so annoying. So our house had been for sale for 7 months, and for some reason a lot of people in the neighborhood that we used to live in, it's a very small community. It's like an island, okay? When I tell you, like, the whole community is just one big island. Well, relatively, it's actually a very small island, but anyway. And like, I don't know if it's because a lot of the people that own homes in there are part-time residents, like they're snowbirds, in other words. So they come from Canada, they come from Michigan, they come from New York, they come from up north and come down for the season to spend the winters down here. And so there are some places that don't have people living in them. There, others obviously that live there year round like we did. And so when a house is up for sale, for some reason, that just meant to various people, oh, let's just go, trespass and go look at their house, right? I mean, they could clearly look at my garage door window because like we had a door right next to the garage and it was full, it was a glass door. So you could clearly look in there and see there was a car, see that there were items in the garage, that obviously someone was living there. No. Did these people care? No, they did not. So we would have these just random people out on our dock. We'd be upstairs watching TV and all of a sudden we would hear talking and I'm like, what is that? And I'd look out the window down toward the dock, rando people standing on my dock, just, and that is a no-no. That is a no-no. So yeah, and so I just put here, for sale does not mean abandoned, no trespassing. And I did put something on, or my daughter did. I think my daughter did. She put something snarky on the neighborhood Facebook group page. Oh my gosh, yes, it was annoying. It was very annoying. So, anyway, that was, we had to deal with that for months, while we were trying to sell our house. So, this day after cleaning and stuff, I just had a bed day. I was wore out, wore out. We had another showing this day. So, it wasn't for lack of showing the house, let me tell you. I mean, we had multiple open houses, we had showings all the time. Anyway, um and let's see here. Okay. Um, I guess my beauty queen was over this day. That was a Sunday. And then, oh yeah, okay. So this is around the time that my kids moved up here. Okay. Oh my goodness. My kids work for a company. They're fourth generation working for this utility company. And yeah, it's where my husband worked most of his adult life and where my in-laws have worked. And anyway, so this was my daughter's first day at work. So that was exciting. And back here, now we're in the old house, this part in July. So my daughter was staying with us. My son had not yet moved up here. Um, yeah, this was quite okay. Never mind. We'll figure it out as we go along. I'm just trying to remember, but hello, I have a calendar here for that. Anyway, I called my nurse this day because I was feeling like I had chemo man flu. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was more like the following month, and you'll see that, when we go over August, the month of August. But yeah, it was it's something having to do with my chemotherapy, and I'm not sure if at this time uh I was just like flaring with the chemo stuff or what. But I know next month I started getting fevers and stuff again because as they try to lower my steroids, um, and because I'm on the full dose of chemotherapy now, um, it causes side effects, when they start weaning me off the steroids. So any rate, and then here, my son and my daughter's boyfriend who work for the same company, they all work for the same company. All four kids, meaning my son and his wife, my daughter and her boyfriend, all four kids work for the same company. So um, they got the job. So we were so thrilled, that meant that they were going to move up here. And let's see, the boys, they applied here on the, what, 2 weeks before? Yeah, 2 weeks before they found out they got the job here. My son's first day was the very next week. Okay. It was insane. All right. We got haircuts here. I got this cute idea from someone I used to watch, Joey and Hodges, a long time ago. Every time she would get a haircut, she would put a hair, right? So I've taken to doing that same thing because I just think it's so dang cute. So we had haircut. My husband had labs. Remington got groomed, and we had a showing that was canceled. This day here, I was feeling very puny because just all the cleaning, all the stress of making sure your house looks pristine, for people to strangers virtually, to come in and look at your house. And the thing is that, we had to go somewhere. Every time there was a showing, you have to leave the house. We have to take our dog because we can't obviously leave the dog there. It's just, it's, it's a lot, it's a lot, especially when you're both, my husband and I both deal with cancer issues and chronic illness and all that mess, so it's just very tiring. This day was the first day that President Trump was there was an attempt on his life. And then all the gems are home, so they came this day, although I think my daughter's boyfriend must have been, he was still working back at home because he got a 30-day extension. My son did not ask for a 30-day extension. So his first day was that Monday, less than a week later. So he transferred up here. And what he was able to do, thank the Lord, I just am so grateful for my in-laws. Where they live, they own three different houses. And so they live permanently in one, and then they have two that are rental. They rent one long term to a guy who works out at the same company. And then they had an extra, dwelling. So my son and his wife were able to rent that. for, I think it was like for a month or so. And so, yeah, they ended up just living right around the corner from us. So that was nice. So his first day was this day, watched TV all day. I crocheted all day this day. Now, keep in mind, I'm feeling pretty poor with the chemotherapy. So, yeah. And then this, it says answered prayer, first offer on the house. And I had specifically prayed. I was like, Lord, please just bring somebody tomorrow. Was very specific in my request. Please bring someone tomorrow that makes an offer on the house, you know? Lo and behold, she called the next day and said, we got an offer. Now, it was a ridiculous offer, and so we ended up saying no. But this is what was so weird about it. Like, so he offered some ridiculous amount, and we were like, no way, Jose. And we did start kind of negotiating. So it says here negotiations begin. And then this day, holy cow, my daughter, my husband, and my son and his wife drove down to his house down south, about 3 hours away, with they got a U-Haul, a 26-foot U-Haul, packed up his entire house. Well, they had had a lot of it packed, but you know, all the furniture, all the boxes, everything. Because they had started a few weeks in anticipation of getting the job anyway. So, yeah. So then it was like a 12-hour day. It was a long, long day. So they packed the entire truck. My husband drove it back up here. There was a bit of a snafu with U-Haul, where to drop the truck off, blah, blah, blah. But it ended up being a really long day. So they went down there, packed up the whole truck, drove it up here, unpacked it all into a storage unit. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. That was a big day. I stayed home and took care of the dog. Then on this Sunday, oh, so I guess this weekend my daughter's boyfriend was up here, and they went house hunting. Why? I'm not really sure. Just to see what's out there, because he has to sell his house as well. His house is still currently up for sale, but he has to sell his house obviously before he can buy a house up here. So yeah, so they were just looking around. Then this here, oh my goodness. I must have had a doctor's appointment with my PCP. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so I went to the doctor this day, and my doctor and I have been going back and forth. She's a resident actually. We've been going back and forth on the medication that I take for my POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I've been on the same medication for over 12 years, and doing great on it. And then I start going to her because we moved or whatever. It's just been a whole cluster. It's a nightmare, and I lose sleep over it because it's still going on 10 months later, and it's still going on. It's been a nightmare. So anyway, gems were here for homemade pizza. I was in a flare because I was so upset because of this appointment. In fact, my husband walked out of the appointment. That's how upset he was. It was a nightmare. Anyway, then we didn't hear anything from the negotiations up here, so we're thinking, okay, so I guess it's back up for sale. Like we don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously we hadn't signed a contract or anything like that, but we just hadn't heard anything at all. So it was just weird. And then on this day here, we were watching Spooks on TV. It's a British show, old British show, detective kind of show. And then we were watching, not watching, I had my ECG. Because of the chemotherapy, I have to have an ECG every 3 months. So had that. The Olympics started, which were super exciting. I enjoyed watching them a lot. We missed the opening ceremonies, which was perfectly fine by me. But then, and we love watching like diving, gymnastics, of course. I mean, that's like the main thing that I watch is gymnastics. So that was fun. Then I was irritated because my doctor, who I had just seen that Monday, she the The whole reason I went to this appointment, by the way, is to renew my prescriptions. Okay. On Friday, she hadn't renewed my heart rate medication. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So then the next day here, um, we got an offer, another, an offer on the house again. And we figured out it was this from the original offer. I don't know. This guy was a little odd. So, yeah. So then we started negotiations about that. The very next day on Sunday, we actually signed the contract. So we were so thrilled. Of course, this day I had to put my being thrilled on hold because I was having tachycardia pretty bad. Because my doctor hadn't turned in my heart medication, um, I was without it. So not good, not good. Um, I had a heart rate, like a resting heart rate of 161. So not good. And then and now I'm calling the doctor through here. Like I called her twice. She ended up finally calling in a prescription, but it was not for the correct medication. So here I am again. I still don't have medication. Thank goodness my I had an appointment with a cardiologist, right? Just to establish a cardiologist here where I live now. Because the doctor that I'm going to knows nothing about POTS, is unwilling to help me or work with me, and it's just been really frustrating. So I went to this cardiologist for the first time, and I'm sitting there, and my heart rate's 140 somethings, just sitting there in the chair, and I had been sitting there and waiting, for her to come in. So I go over all the stuff. She's going to now take care of my heart medication. I was like, thank you very much. So that still leaves another medication that the GP needs to fill, and that's the one that we're arguing about. So anyway, she was not happy either, so it was a nightmare. I'm feeling a little bit better heart rate wise here. I'm just super angry here. Like it just it's very stressful on top of everything else that that my husband and I deal with on a regular basis. Just dealing with this is just it's just not good. Okay. But anyway, we were also watching Psych. We have seen this show Psych, I don't even know how many times. We have seen the whole entire series, and it's funny each and every single time. So yeah, and other than that, that is how July turned out. So it was just a very frustrating and discouraging month. um it ended though having a signed contract, which we were very thankful for. And so yeah, that's how this month turned out. And I actually, for July, yep, July, August, and September, this is what I've been working on these 3 months. Is that right? Yeah, 3 months. That's what I've been working on the last, 4 weeks or a month that I've been here at the new house. Uh, yeah, that's what I've been working on. And I hope to, because I am up to date here, right? I come in here every day. I write a little something, like I saw the northern lights the other night, which was super cool. Um, just different things. We got a fence this day, which actually I was really amazed. The fence stayed standing during Milton. So I was so happy about that. Um, and then what I think I'm going to do is go backward and fill in, finish filling in these things. I just go through my other calendar book and I just jot down, one or two things that happened. And I then I fill it in, like I pick, I either draw something or I put clip art, drawing, here I'm using a lot more stickers in here. Like I got out my stickers. These aren't all my stickers by any means. Don't even think that. These are stickers that I've been using a lot of. So I just ripped them out of the books and They're the ones that are just like the go-to for this month. So yeah. So a lot of stickers, a lot of, you know, handwriting with markers, um, magazine clippings, yeah, and stickers, yeah. And I've taken the kind of putting like a, here it's packing and moving for this month, kind of like a headline, if you will, frustrating and discouraging for that month. This was we were couch potatoes the whole month of June. I think that's when I first started doing kind of the headline things. This was setting up house, and this I haven't decided. Oh, there's no place like a new home. So I cannot tell you, my husband and I look at each other almost every day, and we're like just so thankful and so grateful that we found this house. Um, and we really, really have been enjoying it. We're nearly done putting everything away. I mean, pretty much everything is in its place. The only thing my husband, like in my room, he needs to do the gallery wall for me. But other than that, the only thing he needs to do is hang pictures on the walls. And I'm just so hesitant doing that because it's a brand new house. And I'm just like, ugh. Every time a new hole gets poked in the wall, I'm just not thrilled about it. So, anywho, but yeah, I'm enjoying my bedroom, or not my bedroom, my craft room, which actually is a bedroom. But yeah, we're really, really enjoying our house, our sweet little Remington. We have now fenced in our yard, so he has a place to run and do his zoomies, and he is happy as a clam. Um, yeah, I love my new room. It's a very good size room. All of my junk fits in it. Yeah, and I'm excited to do a room tour with you. Hopefully I'll get my husband to do my gallery wall here shortly. We'll see. Yeah, I'd like him to hang some stuff on my wall, all my pretties, so I can see everything. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I was so nervous coming in here doing this that I've been putting it off for like a week, you know. Yeah, that and the fact that my son was working nights. So when he gets back, he went down to go visit his wife this weekend. And he had a long weekend due to the storm. But when gets back, he'll be in class and he'll have regular hours, which is so nice. So he'll have weekends off. He'll work regular hours until I think like 3 in the afternoon. So that'll be really nice. That's another reason why we haven't put any pictures up or anything, because my son's sleeping. We don't want to be banging on the walls, while he's trying to get his rest. So, anywho, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Again, I thank you so much for all of your comments, your well wishes, your prayers, everything. We so appreciate it. So appreciate it. And make sure again that you look in the description box, because I have a bunch of free printables if you're interested. So take a gander at those and see if there's anything you'd like. Feel free to use them anytime, print them out. Uh, yeah, and anything else? I hopefully, like I said, a room tour will be coming soon. I have to be honest with you, it looks nearly exactly the same as my old room tour, because I have all the same stuff. It is literally set up exactly, almost exactly the same as my old room. So there is something very comforting and familiar about that. So that's good. Yeah, other than that, yeah, well, I'll share more about the house at another time, and of course, share more of the book. And I will thank you for your time and thank you for sharing it with me. I know how precious time is, and I really, truly appreciate that you choose to spend it with me. I've missed you all immensely, as you know, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye for now.